So Scott, when you look at the injuries the Browns have suffered, you got Denzel Ward out, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah had a throat contusion, traveled back late. Clowney with the elbow. Greedy Williams, who was filling in for the injured Greg Newsome. Jack Conklin left with the knee. Jedrick Wills, Chris Hubbard, and Greg Newsome were already out. Browns are banged up, and especially on the defensive side of the ball. This is not the week to be banged up on the defensive side of the ball with Kyler Murray and that basketball squad that they bring in that runs all over the place.
It's not. I mean, you need to pressure Murray, right? So you need your guys up front. Miles is banged up, even though he's playing through it. And you need your guys on the back end because Murray's going to keep plays alive forever and scramble and throw it deep. So you got to have guys that can cover for, multiple seconds back there. So it's quite a challenge. And, all injuries are bad, but it feels like they're really key spots, right? D-line, corner, and offensive tackle. Those are huge spots for any team, especially the Browns. And it makes it tough as a coach, to kind of scheme around those areas, right? Because sometimes those guys have to be on an island, whether you're rushing the passer, protecting the passer, or playing corner.
Of all the guys who left the game, who did? And if you didn't get a sense, that's fine. Did you get a sense of who seemed to be more significant, and who you think might miss multiple weeks, or who is in question, if you will?
Yeah, that's tough. Denzel Ward only played, I think it was like 7 snaps on defense. And he was limited during the week with a neck injury. And then it looked like nothing really happened. I mean, he made a tackle and came up and was kind of, moving his neck around, and then left the game a play later. So, it doesn't look like anything severe, but the fact that you miss practice time and then miss almost the whole game, I'd be worried about that. He's your number one corner, so that means a lot. And then Conklin's been fighting a knee injury for much of the season. I don't know if this is the same one. It probably is, because it didn't look like anything significant happened to him either. It's the beginning of the fourth quarter, I want to say, and he's just pass protecting, and the knee looks a little funky, and then he has to walk off the field. So those are the two guys that I think I'd be most concerned about, because you need both of them, obviously.
The other one would be Greg Newsome. So Browns did not put him on IR, which would indicate they thought it wouldn't be more than 3 weeks. He's missed the last 2, so maybe I'm looking for a good sign. We've got Hopkins and that crew coming in, running all over the field. So anybody who can cover wide receivers well, Browns need coming up.
Yeah, I would think there's a chance, that at least he gets out there and practices this week. He worked on the side. You could see him, on the stationary bike and doing stuff over there. He's ruled out early last week, so that's never a great sign. But I wouldn't rule him out yet for this week. And you're right, they need bodies. Clowney, you mentioned elbow, and that's why he missed practice a week ago. But he didn't play Sunday because of a knee. Kevin Stefanski said it got sore before the game, and he wasn't able to go. So he's had knee trouble in his past. It feels like it's kind of a week-to-week thing. How's he feeling? But he's a guy with his injury history. You really can't. You don't want him to miss a lot of time, especially at this stage in the season. You would hope that he'd be able to, still be healthy at week 6.
And the other thing with a knee, keep in mind that's turf out there, and that will. Anybody who has had knee issues, that stuff is nasty if you have any kind of knee issues.